All right, guys, today I am in Vihti, Finland. I'm here at Rock Valley Premium Disc Golf Resort. This place is amazing. I'm staying in a cabin right next, like 50 feet from hole one. So I'm filming with Disc Golf Finland. So big shout out to them for filming and editing these videos and getting them out to you guys so you can check out this amazing property with me. Let's check out hole one. All right, we're here at hole one, Rock Valley, and we got a downhill par 4. What do we got? 235 feet, 18 meters downhill. I see like it's kind of an old golf green that I'm using as reference. So I'm playing this course with you guys for the first time. So I'm gonna obviously work through some things that I'm doing, obviously mix in some tips like we always do and all that kind of stuff. So I got two discs. I've got a driver, distance driver, and a fairway driver. So I'm gonna throw two different distances just to see kind of where I'm landing. I'm gonna go with the drive first here. And so let's see how the first shot of the day works. So I'm just kind of trying to hit that little golf green and kind of see where I go from there. So yeah, that kind of seems like a good spot. I'm gonna try the criminal maybe a little bit wider to the left to see where that puts me. That one's not quite as left, but they're both pretty much in a similar spot. Yeah, that's funny. They're both within like a couple meters of each other. So yeah, threw it on the golf green like I wanted, and let's check out the upshot to the first hole. And the cool part about here is we are in the middle of nowhere. I slept in this cabin right behind me yesterday, and I was able to go to hole one and putt if I wanted to. And I'm gonna stay here for another couple days. It's perfect training grounds being out here in Finland. So super excited to be here. This place has potential major quality where they're gonna be hosting a world championships potentially. They're gonna put in some bids for 2027, I've heard, and these baskets are some new baskets that they're really trying to get standardized by the PDGA. And so let's put on them today and see how they react and see if we find any spit outs, which I hope we don't, and go from there. All right, we'll play from this second one actually, this criminal, which is a little shorter, which brings us a little further away from the trees. That one, if I was playing another practice round, I'd definitely throw a little bit shorter of a disc so that way I'm not too close to those trees. But I'm out of position a good amount on this shot because I haven't played the hole before. So I'm gonna have to throw like a nice over the top kind of little slight turnover with like a mid-range or something. See how it goes. So a little short. I'm gonna try one more. Kind of same shot, maybe a little more power here. There we go, that one's better. That one seems a lot better. That felt really good. I was waiting for the chains on that one. It was chain high flying through there. I know the basket's up on a rock, so you never know. Maybe hit some chains on the first hole. Yeah, that's kind of the big thing about playing courses for the first time. As you guys have played courses with me on YouTube for the first time before, is yeah, you learn the landing zones after you throw, and so you got to throw from out of position shots, which for tournaments is not bad. That's not a bad thing because you don't always throw your shots exactly to the landing zones you want. You play from uncomfortable spots that may not be exactly where you want to land. And so that's just tournament 101 is you got to play from out of position shots just as much as you do in position shots, just to feel comfortable being uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go over to our second shot. I mean, in my thing with playing a course blind, when you're throwing two shots, is like the first shot is always like to gauge how far it is, you know, what trees you want to miss and stuff like that. And the second shot is kind of, once you make that adjustment, you're able to, holy cow, we don't have much of a putt here. Second shot is always to kind of, you know, make that adjustment. But if we can make this, that'd be a miracle. You can't see much of the basket at all. That's crazy. I landed in the one spot where there's just a big old tree right, you can't even barely make it. You definitely want to land short on this hole. I didn't obviously know that because this is my first time playing here, but pretty cool basket. You got a basket right here on top of the rock. I guess that's why it's called Rock Valley. Oh, got to spit out on the first hole. It's all right, the chains are wet. There we go. That's the one. There we go. That's good. But yeah, hole one, man. That was a lot of fun. Downhill, playing on top of a rock. Let's hope I don't slip. But yeah, hole 1 was awesome. Basket on top of the rock. Hole 2, we got 350 par 3 up a tunnel with a forehand. That's pretty much the only play. Not the only play, but that's the high percentage play. But yeah, I'm gonna just throw a couple generals. This is, I grabbed the wrong one, but this one, orange one's gonna, or this green one's gonna be the one. See if I can puncture this gap. Too much turn. Ooh, I got lucky actually. That was cool. I got all the way through the trees. I hit the initial gap and turned a little bit too much to the left. This one's gonna be a little bit more stable, so it'll hyzer about quicker. Dang, a little bit. Tiny bit too much turn. I'm gonna try one more. Keep turning them a touch too much. But I think that may be just because not fully warmed up, but actually I've been getting a lot more spin on my forehand, more pop. And so that's what's turning them to the left a little bit more than they normally do. So that's a good thing. You just gotta kind of adjust for that. There we go. That's really good. Oh, wow, it felt good. But I hit the gap and just kind of hit a late tree. But the first one actually was the best shot. So we'll putt from there. Pretty cool hole down the tunnel with a forehand. Upslope to the right. Can't get much better than that. So this is the first one that got a little bit lucky. I didn't realize actually how much upslope this had to the green, but it's super cool. I underestimated it for sure, but we got a backstop, so we're gonna try to do a little forehand throw in with the dagger. Oh, so close. Try one more. Oh, this one's gotta be it. Dang, we had a backstop, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, this is a sweet hole. Uphill, par 3, that's tough to reach, but if you do, you're gonna be getting a rewarding birdie, that's for sure. Pretty sweet green. This is awesome. Tap out here, but yeah, you got the, if you throw a short shot, it gives you the chance to run it with the cool rock. There's been a rock on every green so far, so that's pretty fitting for the course being called Rock Valley. Pretty sweet hole 2. Number 3, this is an island green with water OB everywhere. 469 feet, what is it in meters? 160 meters. So this is an awesome, very awesome hole. It's downhill, so it's probably not planned 460, probably like 430 or maybe less. But I'm just gonna kind of try to throw a shot over top of that red basket. That's kind of my aiming point here. A little bit left, but that should be all right. Yeah. I think we made the island, yeah? I think so. I think it did. I think it's all right. I got it once I haven't seen it from up there. Let's try one more here. I might have skipped out, I'm not sure. I gotta throw one more, I gotta hit it. We gotta throw it till we hit this thing. I just gotta throw it a little bit wider, I think that's all. I'm throwing the orange general a little bit straighter because we're going downhill. It's gonna wanna stable out. There we go, that's good. Yes. Yes, we figured it out. We threw the orange general, that's the shot. Just gotta trust it over top of that basket, over the water, and let it fade back at the end. That's hole 3. All right, no, we're not going scuba diving, that's good. So yeah, this is obviously a pretty unique island hole. The island's real skinny left to right, and it really is, you know, a little bit tougher as opposed, especially since it's a distance control shot. You wanna get over the water, but then you don't wanna skip long OB. So I think it's a good hole once you dial in the distance. And if you guys haven't noticed yet, these baskets are actually 13% smaller. So when you're lining up these longer putts, those would normally be in the basket, on a basket that may be bigger, but yeah, I like it. I think the baskets catch better, the sweet spot's smaller, but the sweet spot when you hit it, it stays in and doesn't spit out. So I like that. But yeah, there's our final shot. Once we finally dialed in the distance, we trusted it out wide and we're able to park it with the orange general and tap in for the bird. Got the bird on hole 3. It took a couple shots, but like I said, you know, by the second shot, third shot, you're really learning the distance, learning how this wet grass is reacting with the skips. And, you know, if I was to play out here another round for a tournament, I would know exactly the feel of the shot that I want to throw because I threw multiple. So hole 3, Rock Valley, now you know. Racing, racing, oh, you got the faster cart, dude, that's not fair. All right, hole number 4, 469 feet uphill, and we got 143 meters. We got a pond on the right, and we got OB stakes on the left. So you can kind of, if you want to take a flex right at it, but I'm gonna kind of go right side and just use this right side fairway to kind of skip it in. There is a pond right where he's standing, so right past him is a pond, so you kind of want to throw it high to give it a chance to kind of glide back left over the pond. So give it some height to be able to glide over the pond and get it back to the basket here. That looks good, maybe a little short, but I like the glide on it. Yeah, so first shot's a little short, safe. So I think I'm gonna have to take one up the middle because I threw that 70% or so. Yeah, so he's saying it's short, which is fine. I'm just trying to kind of dial it in. I'm gonna throw a left to right shot up the middle to then try to reach it. There we go. That's a lot better. I think that's gonna be good. Maybe a little shorter, but still putting. So yeah, I'm gonna try. So we're, like I said, you can see I'm getting gradually better. And that's just because the first shot, I didn't wanna just rip a full driver right in the middle of the lake. I wanna kind of throw just a nice 70% shot, see where that puts me, and then throw a couple more, like that second one, got a little bit closer to the basket. And if I were to throw another one, hopefully get a little bit closer. But 469 uphill, playing about 500 feet, something like that. It's a good hole. Pro level par 3, that's for sure. Yeah, as you saw, this is my second shot. Once again, first shot, very safe, very cautious. And the second shot, I was able to gauge from where my first one landed. That's a pro tip for you guys. If you're playing a course for the first time with water and out of bounds, throw the safe shot. Don't even try to reach the basket. Just throw it safe side of the green. And then once you have a little bit of data on the hole, you can go ahead and rip one. And instead of just ripping one right off the get-go and losing your favorite disc. So here, let's see if we can make a birdie here. Sweet. As you can see, when my disc is flying into the basket, it's a lot smaller of a target. So very noticeable. So like that's a lip out when normally that would be in, which is fine. I'm fine with that. I think it's just adds a little extra challenge. That putt right there, 30 feet, 10 meter putt right around there. It's not a gimme. And so if you notice on top of the basket, you can put like almost 2 discs on top here. So one there, and then you got the space of the pole kind of between. So that's kind of that's how wide the basket is. It's not very wide. And then it's also a little bit smaller top to bottom as well. So smaller side to side and top to bottom. That's kind of what we got out here. Pretty cool. And so far the design's awesome. Reachable holes. We got some elevation gain, elevation drop, par 3s, par 4s so far. Rock Valley's not disappointing.
We made a premium target. Actually, 2 of them. And we made the pro target smaller, 13% smaller. Remember the weak side on a target? Here it is now. Our patented catching capabilities on the target are the reason they remain fair and consistent in their performance, absorbing impact like no other. We're making the sport look good, sound good, and feel good. We're the future of disc golf. We are Premium Disc Golf.
All right, now we got number 5, 120 meters uphill through some evergreen trees, very tight gap, 393 feet. As you can see, the smaller basket definitely makes the depth perception a little bit weird. So it's playing it says 390, probably playing 4, you know how that goes. When you got this much uphill, it's probably playing 420, 430, something like that. So I'm gonna start with my orange general on the left side of this fairway and try to drag it back in left to right. Ooh, I clipped a tree, but I hit the initial fairway and I should have a putt. It's probably about 15 meters, I would say, something I can make, even on a small basket. So we've got a 15 meters, pretty much exactly what I figured, circle 1.5 uphill into a small target, but I clipped one of these evergreens to stop me from getting my full flight, but it's all right. Let's see how many putts we can make on this smaller basket. Ooh, I definitely noticed when you hit the lip on this thing, they definitely like to skip because there's no nubs or anything on it. There we go, we got one. Obviously the percentages are way smaller to make putts because the basket's smaller, so puts a more of a premium on throwing if you were to play a course like this during a tournament, a high level tournament. But as you can see, look, the basket, the chains to the basket is not very, the basket isn't very wide, it's very small. So you have to hit solid chains to fall in, otherwise you're just gonna lip out or chain out or whatever. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, this course is a lot of fun, even with wet, rainy finish conditions. That's all right, we're still having a blast. These holes have been awesome, a lot of fun shots. Now we're on hole 6. We got 573 foot of downhill rock valley goodness. How many meters is that? 170 meters for everyone that plays in meters. And we got an OB stakes on left and right, and we got a ball golf green that I've heard from a local that you can skip off the ball golf green to the basket. So we're gonna try that. I forgot my disc, but I'm gonna be grabbing a couple generals because that's what we do. And we're gonna throw this general out there a little bit flat, just on the just left-hand side of this one tree in the fairway. Use that as kind of a aiming point. Probably good 10 feet left of that, so that way we're not really messing around with it too close. And you gotta crunch this thing to get down there, looks like. Oh, threw it way too low, but I'm in the middle, luckily, so that's a good thing about being in the middle. I threw it right down the middle, a little low. I'm gonna try one more general here and try to throw it a little bit higher here. And let's see here. All right, this one's gonna be better. That wet rain grip didn't help on that one, but this one's gonna be better. There we go, that's way better. So that general's gonna be cash. I can already feel it. Oh, past the bunker, sit. All right, looks like we got past the bunker and not quite to the OB left. So we got, if I had to guess, that's gonna be 18 meters. It's a putt we can make. Pick up this one since slipped out with the rain and made the adjustment on the second one. Okay, so this disc is actually closer than I thought. I just cleared the bunker, and now we got another uphill putt. So a lot of these par 3s, as you can see, are tough to park because they're so far, and you're throwing drivers that are gonna want to skip. See, right now putts are kind of slipping out because of the wet disc, so it's harder to get spin on the disc and accuracy, as you can see. But that's just kind of the name of the game. Finally got a good putt off and hit high. But yeah, just whenever because the rain, as you guys know, from most of you guys, I'm sure have played in it, is you know, putts can slip out, or if you get, dried off, you almost have too much grip, so it kind of sticks to your hands. And that's just kind of the little bit of inconsistencies you get with putting spin on a putt or slipping out of your hand when it's raining. But my thing is I always like to start my putts even a little bit higher, like I just did right there, kind of dropping them, even the short ones, just because you're gonna have less spin on the putt. And once it's raining like it is right now, your fingers are gonna slip off. And so you almost have to, like if I were to play around where it's so rainy that it's not even worth drying my disc off, I'm literally, like my putter's completely soaked right now, and I'm just gonna start it off high and know that my disc doesn't have a ton of spin to keep it high. It's just gonna start high and drop, because that's what happens when you don't have spin on the putt. So that, like that one kind of lipped out, but so yeah, you can kind of see, like if I was playing in super wet conditions, that's just kind of a pro tip for you guys, is definitely start your putt up a little bit higher and just play the drop, because you're not going to get the spin like you would in a dry condition. So that's just kind of a pro tip. So let's take a couple more putts from here with completely soaked putters to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to aim almost kind of at the flagstick. So up high, just to give it a chance to go, and it didn't, but there we go. So completely soaked putter from 12 meters, still can go in. Hey, 2 can go in. So yeah, that just tells you can still get a little bit of spin, but it's not necessarily the spin that's making the putt go in. It's the height of the release point. I'm releasing it up here and just letting the drop come in. And we got a small basket, but that don't stop us. We got wet putters. We can still get some practice reps in. And a good thing too about practicing in the rain, something like this is yeah, you're gonna have slip outs like that. That was just a complete slip out, but that's just kind of like, you can expect that. It's not like that's what you want to have happen, but it's that is going to happen, and you just kind of, got to try to avoid it. And embrace it, I guess. But yeah, that's the rain round practice tip. Even a tournament, because I've played tournaments before where it's so rainy you don't even use a towel. It's just like everything's so wet that you're just whatever you get with your grip is what you get. And so that's how you can kind of mitigate it and still try to make putts to the basket and give it a chance to go in, which is what we're doing when we're putting.
Nice weather.
Yeah, perfect weather.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Yeah. Enjoy the beautiful day. See ya. All right, hole 7. We got our first par 5 of the day. We got 1,167 feet, 356 meters. And I'm looking for this kind of right side hyzer / flex. On a hole like this, you know, we have a pond right off the bat on the tee pad here, but I'm not really worried about that. I'm more worried about the pond that's gonna be kind of in the range of my shot, where it's 450, 500 feet down there. So I'm gonna wanna throw this right side gap so that way I can hyzer in the middle of the fairway. And I'm not really wanting to throw a flex to get that little bit more distance because it brings in that pond into play. So I'm just gonna focus on throwing this right side gap, throwing a nice controlled hyzer / flex shot to keep those lakes out of play. So yeah, we're gonna go down this right side and hyzer back into the fairway and get ourselves a good look at this par 5. Oh, that thing got flippy, so. Oh, that's actually all right. So I end up actually still being in the fairway, so that's good. I'm gonna try one more. I threw a little bit further right, and that disc is actually beating up a little bit since I've been in here in Europe. As you saw, it flipped over more than I wanted. So I'm gonna throw one more, my same color, just a little bit more stable, this green one is. So this one shouldn't turn over like that last one. There we go. See how it's more stable at the end? And that's way better. So yeah, much better shot. It's gonna be manageable from there, huh? So it brings us to my first shot, which is the one that turned a little bit too much. But as you can see, I picked the safe side of the fairway, the right center, instead of going anywhere towards that pond. Now we've got kind of OB stakes along this right side and then the left side, as you can see. So I'm just gonna kind of try to throw a flex shot straight ahead. I know it's a par 5 and I'm not gonna reach it from here. So I'm just gonna put myself in position with a nice controlled shot that's gonna hopefully land dead straight. Oh no, that was an early release. Hopefully that's not in the water. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I'm safe. Something I've been working on with my form is when I come back with my arm, if I don't have this 90-degree angle with my arm right here and like this, then I always kind of come out here and end up missing my shots left. Versus if I have this 90-degree angle, I'm able to lead with my elbow and then create that kind of whip action that I'm looking for. And so that first one, I just kind of got lazy and just started doing this kind of thing instead of keeping this 90-degree angle and kind of creating that whip on the shot that I want. So I'm gonna try to focus on doing that and throwing a better shot this time. There we go, so much better. As you can see, nice and straight, and I was able to keep that arm action and throw a lot better shot. So way better on that second one. And that's kind of stuff that I work on. Even when I'm out here in the rain, I'm still working on things, and I don't throw every shot perfect. As you see, that first one I kind of did this, you know, really awkward form that I did not feel good at all. And so that second one, I just made sure to kind of keep my elbow out in front, keep that 90-degree angle, and not really focus on a crazy reach back. Just keep this here and focus on creating that kind of lead with the elbow motion, and then that snap with the arm to create that angle you want to throw. I did, the first one was safe, but I'm gonna throw from here just because I like the upshot and I want to practice this shot. Since I'm out here practicing, I'm gonna go ahead and throw kind of over the top forehand on this shot. We got this shot was way more uphill than I thought. So it's 1,200 feet, but it's probably playing closer to 1,300 based on how much uphill we got. But I'm gonna go kind of over top of this tree with the forehand rive and over top of this lake to kind of take it out of play and just try to kind of throw a penetrating hyzer over top of that tree to get up there. Okay, yeah, a little bit short right. And so that grass, as you saw, I got some crazy action skip. And all I'm gonna do on this next one that I throw is the same shot, just a little bit wider to kind of play that wet grass skip. So I'm gonna hopefully land about 10 meters left and kind of skip to the basket. So I'm gonna land left. Let's see what the skip looks like here. So yeah, so much better. As you can see, the line of that shot, I landed left of the basket and played that skip, whereas the first one, I played like dry conditions where it would kind of spike and stick. And that's the difference between being right on line and skipping maybe 8 or 10 meters to the right. So those are the little things with wet grass that you can kind of count on, but you know, you have to play around in these conditions to know that heading in. Let's say if I play around tomorrow in the tournament, I know that what kind of conditions I'm going to get on the ground with these skips. All right, here's our first one that kind of got some crazy skip. As you can see, went deep. We're still safe, but we got a downhill kind of death putt. It almost went in, so that's kind of cool. We can still hit long putts on smaller baskets. That one slipped out. So first two solid release, second one exact same putt, just kind of got, you know, a raindrop between my grip and the disc, and that's kind of the difference between making and missing in conditions like this, but that's kind of how it works. But yeah, then as you see the second one, I played a little bit wider and skipped to the basket, as opposed to that one, skipped at the basket and ended up skipping 8-10 meters to the right. So pro tip when you're throwing forehands in the wet grass greens. All right, we're on hole 8. We got a 659-foot par 4 OB style par 4, 201 meters through a small gap that you kind of just want to flex through and then kind of fade back late. So I'm going to throw my straight to stable green general, not rive. It's kind of on a little bit of hyzer, a nice smooth controlled shot. And we are going to make sure to lead with the elbow to get that drilled in our head. Oh, off the tree and in the fairway. That's hilarious. What?
Out of bounds.
I don't know. I think I made it across. So I played the first shot. I was an all-around bad shot because I hit the tree and I was thrown to the wrong spot in general. So now the real shot is going to be through this right side gap, a little bit more flex. And the golf green is OB. I was thinking the golf green was safe, or golf fairway was safe, but it's actually OB. So I'm going to go right side of this golf green on that peninsula and throw a better shot here. There we go. That's better. Yeah, I think that's way better. All right, throw an orange one. We're gonna play a little bit more right, similar shot though. Too far right. That's still safe though. All right, we'll go up there and try to throw a shot from there. So here's my shot once I figured out where the fairway was. The first couple shots, or the first shot, I thought the fairway right there was safe, but it's out of bounds as we see. And this one's a lot better of a shot. So I've got about 250 feet from here. Just throw a smooth dagger, hopefully, from here. Yeah, slid it up there to about, 8 meters short. Just play it to the safe side of that green. I'm gonna try one more, just a smooth harp shot here. That's really a lot better. Oh, I hit the tree, but that line was better, a little bit wider, coming in safe, but yeah, we'll go putt from the dagger. All right, so takes us up to the green here, which is a pretty cool green. You got a little bit of some bunker bushes, a little bit long, so you definitely want to play on the short side of the green. 5 to 10 meters short is ideal, so that way you have a nice, clean, non-obstructed putt. The only thing confusing about this hole was for me the fairway being out of bounds, and so you can't tell based on all the stakes where the out of bounds and where the inbounds is, but now we know. So if I play it again, I know exactly where I want to throw it, and this is where our upshot landed. Once we knew exactly where the out of bounds was, whoops, slip out putt from the good old rainy finish conditions. But yeah, that's.
You can see swans there.
What? Is it a river? Oh, nice. That's cool. Little baby swans. There's the dad. Some baby guys over here. All right, hole 9, we got a big boy island hole, 440-foot island green. We got 135 meters, and it's a 360-foot clear to get over the water and onto the first part of the island. So I'm gonna throw a wide hyzer to the right-hand side. Of course, I'm going with the general, and I'm gonna kind of play the distance control game, just keep my disc on hyzer. And right now it's just a feel shot because I've never thrown it before, but Let's see what we can do here. So that feels like it should be good. Feels like it should be about a 430-foot shot. And we're parked. That's how you play a blind island. Just pull out a general, throw it out wide, skip off the wet grass, throw it to 2 meters. General, baby. All right, and if you throw a drive like that, you can go ahead and tap in with your driver. And now you got yourself a birdie. General birdie. We got the 440 island hole. That is hole 9. Thank you guys for watching the front 9 out here at Rock Valley. Some awesome holes. Thanks for enjoying them with me. And I'm excited to check out this back 9. Be sure to check it out. Thanks again. Racing. Oh, you got the faster cart, dude. That's not fair.